A good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you're watching us from. And of course, depending on what time you get to watch this. My good name is Mokami Kanywa. Welcome to this platform where we get to discover, learn, and grow on matters business and side hustles. So, of course, today we have an amazing guest who is going to talk to us about tenders. I know most of us have questions about tenders or the types of tenders or how and where you can apply for tenders. So, today we brought an amazing guest who is versant with the area and you'll be walking us through that journey. So I'll let our guest introduce himself, tell us who he is and what he does. So karibu sana, our guest.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, karibu sana. You can tell us who you are and what you do.
Yes, my name's Ibrahim Oruma, and I'm a procurement professional.
Okay.
I've done supply chain now for the last, I can say, 10 years.
Okay.
I've done procurement.
Okay.
I've done both private sector procurement and I've done public procurement.
Okay.
I'm married. I have 3 children, and that's it for now.
Yeah. So thank you so much. We are humbled and honored to have you on the show. I'm sure a lot of people there will be enlightened, especially on matters tenders. So while at work, a colleague of mine happened to ask me whether I know how to apply for a tender. And I realized actually in most of us in the company didn't know how to. So I thought maybe we would take this opportunity and enlighten so many people out there who may be wondering of the same thing or who do not have much knowledge about tenders. So for a start, maybe you can talk to us and tell us exactly what a tender is and whether there are types of tenders.
Okay. And a tender is a written document or a request that can allow you to either supply goods or supply services or works. So a tender is written by a company that wants a good or a service or a works. So in short, it is an offer that when you are able to fill in correctly and then you're able to accept it, then you will be able to be given that job if you become the most responsive or the lowest responsive bidder.
Okay.
Yes.
So if I may ask, the service part and the product part, I think we can understand. What do you mean by works?
Works, for example, if it is buildings, you
Ah,
want to build, that one you cannot. It involves some works. For example, if you want to get the tippers to go and excavate something.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Or
those
probably
are the types
construct a
of
building.
especially construction. That is what we call works.
Okay.
And that is why we have the Ministry of Public
Ah,
Works.
yes, I
Yes.
get.
Yes.
So, and maybe are there types of tenders?
Yes.
Or all of them are the same?
No, there are many types of tenders that are offered outside here. The most common is the open tender.
Okay.
This one is open to everyone, especially in our country.
Okay.
In our country, it's not limited. Anybody can apply
for that.
for an open tender. Anybody can apply for an open tender. Others that we can talk about now, maybe a limit to restricted tender, direct tender. There is reverse auction. There is force. There are many other different types of tenders, and they are stipulated or they are written in the Public Procurement PPDA, Public Procurement and Disposal Act 2015. This is supported by the regulations of 2020.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So maybe talk to us about where to apply for tenders or how does one go about it?
Okay, the beginning part of it is information.
Okay.
Most of us do not know that these tenders are outside there, and they are advertised. You see, a tender, for a company to engage in a tender, you have to advertise.
Yeah.
Imagine for 21 days.
21 days.
Yes,
And
a tender is advertised, open tender, for 21 days.
And they are actually on the newspaper, if I'm not wrong.
They are advertised in the newspaper. That is one of the places they are advertised. Especially now, I have seen that the Star, because there's my government, my gov. So my gov is using the Star now. It is advertised in the company's website.
Yeah.
Whatever company that is advertising, the tender will be in that website. Now there is this third place that people do not know, and people should be able to visit it. It's called PPIP. That means Public Procurement Information Portal.
So there is a portal?
Yes, there is a portal where you get all the tenders. All government tenders people are advised to go to the PPIP, and then you can be able to see all the government tenders. Not just the tenders. We say there are different types of tenders. Even the request for quotations. Even the request for quotations. They are all advertised in the Public Procurement and Information Portal.
Yeah.
PPIP.
So there anyone or those are the open orders, I mean the open tenders?
Yes, those are the open tenders. Those are the open. Even the restricted, even the direct, they have all to report it in the, every government institution needs to report their procurement in the Public Procurement and Information Portal.
Okay, and if I may ask, what are some of the requirements? Now, because anyone can apply for a tender, but are there requirements for you to apply for a tender?
Yes, there are requirements.
What are those requirements?
One of the requirements is that you need to have a registered business. In that registered business, you need to have your certificate of incorporation in place. You need to have your tax compliance in place. You need to have your PIN certificate in place, and many more. There are some of the forms that, the regulator, Public Procurement and Regulation Authority, has come up with a format whereby we can apply the tenders. Now, that format has different forms. And now you need to fill those different forms. For example, the form of tender. For example, there's one that is getting out tender determination, and it's like a security, ethics, code of ethics, such like forms. So they are there, and you are supposed to fill them. There is a way you are supposed to fill them.
So you're directed?
Yes, they are all directed.
In the portal?
They are all directed. Now, companies will pick that form and custom make their own. And custom make their own. But they cannot deviate so much from those forms and from the mandatory requirements. The ones we have talked about, like the incorporation.
Yeah, the certificate of incorporation.
The ones that you must attach. Maybe the CR12 or an ID for a person who does not have a CR12.
Okay, and for a registered company, how long do you need to have been in business for you to apply for that tender? Is there a certain set duration?
Sometimes in the requirements, they will ask for experience.
Okay.
Companies will ask for experience. So the best way to do it before maybe you want to venture into tenders, you can start with the RFQs.
Okay, what are those?
The request for quotations.
Oh, okay.
The request for quotations, so that you can now have experience here and there. My advice mostly to young people, the disadvantaged. When we talk about disadvantaged, we are talking about the women.
Yeah.
We are talking about the youth, and then the people with disability.
Yeah.
Actually, they are described as the disadvantage because when you want to apply maybe for a big tender, it is difficult. You don't have those requirements.
Yeah.
So my advice for them is to register into companies. Request for quotations, you must register first.
Yeah.
You must be in their database. before now you are able to be sent for a quotation.
Okay.
And then you are also registered according to the category that you want.
Okay.
There is nothing like general requirements. Unajua, most of the people want to say that I want general. I want just to supply anything. There's nothing
Yeah.
like general. It has to be specific.
Yeah.
If it is stationery, you register in stationery. If it is in kitchen consumables, register in kitchen consumables.
Yeah.
If it is in information systems, you register in that area. So you can grow that area so that when there is a tender, you are able now to supply. Yes, so you start small.
Okay. Yeah. So there is, if anyone out there was to ask where and how, the best place to go to is the procurement portal, the one you've talked to us about.
Yes, the public procurement and information portal.
And
PPIP.
of course, maybe the companies where you want to maybe apply for a tender, you can go check their website.
Yes,
get
you
to
will
see
them.
Yeah, whether there are any displayed on the portal.
Yes.
Yeah, and maybe there are no specific formats. The formats are probably displayed by the company, right?
Yes, the formats are displayed by the companies, but remember, I've said that they are from the regulated by PPRA.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So they use that format.
They have to use that format.
Perfect.
It does not change.
So I think for the tenders, that's it, not unless there is more information that you'd like to pass on to the people, maybe the ones that have left out.
Not at all. I believe that everybody has a chance
True.
to start from somewhere. And most of us do not have that knowledge.
Yeah.
We don't want to register our companies. We don't want to have the PIN.
Yeah.
And then we also want to start big.
Yeah.
We see a tender, a big tender, we want that one.
Yeah.
But yet we need to start from somewhere, and this knowledge is there.
Yeah.
If you access the Public Procurement and Disposal Act 2015, supported with the Regulations 2020, you will see the guidelines. You will see the type of procurements, and you'll see the guidelines where you can start from and where you can end from.
Perfect. So to everyone out there, at least you have a little bit of knowledge or enlightenment about tenders. I'll make sure to include the details, especially on the portal where you can access the tenders. And to our guest, thank you so much for honoring us with your presence and, of course, for sharing the information with us. Maybe a parting shot to a youth there who is maybe discouraged or feeling like things are not working out in life, just a parting shot and an encouragement to them.
No, I will just encourage someone that you start from somewhere.
Yeah.
Just start from somewhere. Even if you want to supply shoes, you can get where you can supply safety shoes for a big company.
Yeah.
But you have to start from somewhere. Yes, you have to start from the request for quotations somewhere. Yeah,
because most of us, especially the youths of nowadays, want to use the shortcut method. They don't want to do the hard work or the hard part of it. They want to go direct to success without first getting in touch with the dirt or the tough part.
Yes.
Yeah. So to everyone out there, keep in touch, and thank you so much for staying along. Make sure to subscribe, and thank you so much. Until next time, we say thank you and God bless you.
God
Bye.
bless you too.